The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building, buying, selling a home, the real estate crew's got news for you. The Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holtshouser,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Well, thanks for joining us here on the Real Estate House Party.
Yeah,
Kathy's already looking at her watch. Like
Yeah.
she's already got to get going.
right.
No,
the promo just ended. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, what's up with
Since
that?
I'm the keeper of the
Okay.
time
Oh,
and
I
of the
gotcha.
details
Right.
and keeping
Oh, yeah.
you guys on track.
Okay.
I wanted to know what time we started
Yeah, you got all the details.
because you don't want to ramble too long.
No, you're
No.
right.
So yeah,
Plus,
Right, you're
there's a
right.
holiday in a couple days. You must be getting your hair done.
no, I'm not getting my hair done, Tony.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'm busy cooking.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
What are you cooking? Turkey?
Yeah.
Which one to live on that one?
See, I use my cognitive powers of intuition. I'm guessing she's gonna have turkey.
You are a smart man.
I tried to hide it, but it works.
We got pie night coming up, too.
And we have pie night coming up at Giggles.
I know, you
yeah.
guys are lucky guys.
Yeah,
Pie night coming up there.
yeah.
It's gonna
That's the holiest
It's
day.
going to
of
be
all.
a frenzy.
It's gonna be
It
a
really
frenzy.
is. It's like Caligula's birthday party with
Listen.
pie.
Listen to me. Are you
Yeah.
bringing? Are you having an entry this year?
Of course.
Or what are you bringing?
I never win.
Can you tell? Or
No, it's got to be.
You
a
should have won
surprise.
last year. I think you
I
got
think so.
you got boxed out
Yeah.
by... was
Listen, this is the beauty about being me.
it- Yeah.
And I don't like to talk about me in the third person, but this is the beauty of Tony V.
What are you, Wade Boggs?
It's always like I come up with an idea, we run with it, and then I never I'm always called on to host people's tributes.
Yeah.
No one ever gives me a tribute, but I get to host other people's tributes. Like, Tony will do it because he's good at it.
Well,
Well,
if
He's
you
so
have-
good, we should give him a tribute, but then we wouldn't have anyone to host it.
Well, you're great for pie night with
But
your
the thing about
proclamations.
tributes
and,
is they're usually not with us anymore. So I figure you're lucky that you're not
Yeah, but now
being tributed
they're doing a thing now where they, tribute you while you're
alive.
alive,
Oh,
which I'm all for. Let me just say this about that. Everybody shows up at your wake and go, "Oh, he was a good
well,
guy."
he's a nice guy.
Hey, tell me when I'm alive. Tell me when I can hear it.
Let's have a tribute.
Right.
for
Let's have a
Tony
tribute
V.
for
Yeah,
Tony
We
V.
can arrange that.
No, I don't want one. I'm just saying that's the way
we
it
don't.
is.
You
No,
know,
because
maybe for our next
And we'll
podcast.
host it. We'll host it.
I
We'll
don't
host
want to
it.
break a streak, is what I'm saying. But the fact that people are standing over your carcass,
Right.
saying what a good guy you were. Why didn't you tell me I was a good guy when I never heard that out of you when I was alive? Don't
I think
wait.
we
you
have
have a good point.
Let's have a podcast
Don't wait.
tribute next week
No.
in Tony V's honor.
Okay.
That would be a nice roast.
No.
Oh, because you're not going to be here.
Excuse me.
You have no control.
I have no control over when I'm
Yes.
going to be here.
We're gonna have a lot.
I mean, I'm planning on being here, but you don't know my plumbing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
you've had
plumbing.
plumbing issues.
Yeah, I got and
Downstairs.
again my house.
And didn't
Yeah,
your
not you.
plumber preface it by saying, I'm not saying it's going to be the worst
Right.
case scenario,
Right.
but
But this is the worst case scenario, and and when that
has
happens,
it ever been the best case scenario?
no, never. I say to him too, and this is the thing. I go, just plan for the worst case
Yes.
scenario.
Yes.
Let's not go through steps to get there. Just assume because it's me.
Right.
When you open it up, it's going to be the worst thing you've ever seen. I'm sure they're going to find elves down there jamming stuff into my pipes. Little guys will look up and go, "Oh, didn't think you'd get this." Like I know that's what it's going to be.
This is why you're going to get a tribute.
But I thought
You're
it was
gonna
already
get
fixed.
They fixed it. Well, I mean, they did what they could do, and he said he knew this was coming. And
Did he tell you he knew it was coming?
Yeah, but he said like
Oh.
a year.
I was going to
Oh.
say,
But then
It's a week.
yeah, I don't know how to do this delicately, but people put stuff in the toilet that don't belong in
Yeah.
there, and it jams things up.
You
in
gotta
old
make
pipes.
signs. You gotta
I'm
make
not
those
having
signs.
signs in my house. next is gonna be employees must wash hands. I don't, it's my house. It's not a place of business.
You
I
So
think,
you could knock it into their brain.
Right.
so you think some things are obvious, you wouldn't have to put a sign up. I got you.
would
I got
think,
you.
like, things that don't belong in the toilet. There are only a couple of things
Right.
that belong in the toilet.
Right.
I'm going with 3.
Yeah, you got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3. That's it. End the story.
Okay then.
Yeah, I mean, now that people aren't smoking more, you know what I mean? They used to find the errant's butt in a butt. You can still find an errant butt on the toilet now and again. But in it, you would find the remnants of a cigarette occasionally. But since that's way down,
It's definitely
it's
3.
3 things.
Yeah.
Boom.
We'll have
End
to
of
tell
story.
our audience we almost didn't have you here today, and we wouldn't have getting
Right.
this education on
Plumbing.
plumbing and
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
what
never-
to put what on what
not
to put
in there.
not
Right,
put in a
right.
toilet.
Right. And they're pulling stuff out. They never go, hey, we found what was jamming your plumbing. It was a big bag of money. It was a huge sack of money that was jammed in there. We're going to take about a third of it, but the rest of it's yours.
So that would be best case scenario.
That would
all
be
right.
the best case
I like
scenario.
how you brought it all
Right.
around there. Brought
Right.
it all around. So
So back to the real estate world.
What
So
are we
here's
doing?
the lesson for today.
here's the key takeaway.
This
The
is it.
Key takeaway.
Make sure you want to own a house before you buy a house.
Good point.
You know what I mean? Don't just
Yeah.
go, I'll grow into it. Oh, no. Go into it eyes wide open. Know what you're getting into.
So you should almost sample it sometimes, right?
Yes,
See-
I think you should have like houses you can live in for 6
Right.
months.
like
Right.
a practice,
And then,
a
like a-
starter house.
Right,
Yeah.
it's like before you get married, living with each other,
Right,
just to
right,
see that it works
right,
out.
right.
Right.
You're compatible, as it were.
Yeah.
Now you're giving me coffee. It's all.
Oh yeah.
I
Now
know.
you're gonna
Nitro.
rev up.
They
Now
make
you're
a
gonna rev
good
up.
cup of coffee. here now, by the way.
Nitro.
They make a good cup of
Yeah.
coffee here at the
You know what I was thinking we're
Studio
gonna talk about
21.
today?
What?
Other than plumbing,
Yes.
other than a lot of educational information on what to put in there and what not to put in there, but we've got people to a certain. So we're not going to talk about putting in an offer. We've already got people through that.
We have beat that down.
And we're not going to talk about we'll come up with another podcast on if an offer keeps getting rejected, on how you should change your offer.
Right.
Maybe we'll do a podcast on buyer's remorse once your offer is accepted, and then you get horrified that now what do we do?
Right.
So we're going to be at the stage today where you've already picked out your real estate attorney, you've already got your buyer's agents, you've already done this, and this. Now we're at the stage after the purchase and sale. Then what do we do to get ready for the closing?
Right. Like
How's
you
that?
could make the same offer repeatedly,
Yes.
but like on the third time wear a clown suit. You know
you
what I
think
mean?
that's what put over
that,
the
that
top?
Might be right. That might be the thing. And learn to juggle. Who's going to say no to a juggler?
We got to talk about the love letters someday.
Oh, the
love
love
letters.
letters. Yeah.
So we'll
We like
include
that subject.
We love that subject there. So
Okay, so you have your team in place.
we've already got the team in place.
Teams in place.
We got we got the real estate attorney. We got the insurance agent. We got the buyer's agent. We got everyone in place. We've signed the purchase and sale, but there's a big gap there where people get a little confused. And here's the first one.
And it's 30 to 45 days, or it
Yes.
could be 30 to 60 days, and they're sitting on their hands getting,
Exactly.
cleaning out closets at their house when they probably should have their eye on the ball
Somewhere
Exactly.
else. There's more to do
than
Right.
moving.
Right.
than moving in. Right.
So you've already had one key takeaway. Here's a second key takeaway. In that purchase and sale, there's going to be a mortgage contingency financing date.
Oh.
Yep.
A mortgage contingency
Financing
date,
yes. Which says if I don't get my mortgage by December 15th,
right.
and I think here's where people go wrong. I think people think it's like an obligation to keep the seller happy, because I've had some brokers and originators say that to me there. Well, I met my condition. I got my financing commitment in place by December 15th. No, that date is there to protect your deposit money.
I see.
Because
All right.
if you don't get your financing by that day, and the day comes and goes,
They
the
keep
seller
your money.
can keep your money. But if you let the seller notify the seller on that day that you've been denied by the loan, or
Right.
you get your money back, or you ask to have it extended. will the
Right.
seller let me extend it for 7 more days?
Look at this look of shock and wonderment on my
Yeah.
face.
Yep. This,
That
yeah.
is a key piece of information
Key
that
takeaway.
everybody should know.
Yeah.
That's a
So
key
as
thing.
long as you tell them on the day
Yep.
or before
Yeah.
the day you were supposed to get your
Financing.
financing,
Yes.
Yep.
that you didn't get your financing, they
You-
can't keep your money.
Right.
Correct. How simple is that? We
It's
could almost
very
go
simple,
home now,
but the
That's
funny-
it. Show's over.
But you know the
We
funny
can't do better than that.
no, I think we just wrap
the
it up.
funny
there.
thing is people don't understand that.
All right, here's the nuance they don't understand.
That's the best piece of information.
December
Yeah.
15th pulls around,
Right.
and they do get their financing commitment in place, and they
Yeah.
think they're all set.
Yeah.
But
But there's a condition on that mortgage letter that says, oh, by the way, we've given you your approval letter, but you have to give us the last 6 months' statements to your bank account. All right?
Okay.
so it's it's almost like a contingency
A conditional approval
Yeah.
letter. You're
So-
right.
but
so-
now does that alter your, what you have to tell people?
And here
or
we are.
with
That's
the money.
That's the question.
Yes,
That
it
is the
does.
question.
Yes, it does.
See, I'm acting as the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
you're
the yes, it
pretending.
does.
Yes. Yeah. No, you
No,
hit it
I'm
right.
pretending, and I also really don't know. It's easy to pretend when you actually don't know. That was genuine. Like, wait a second. I think there's more information.
There's
that
more
come out of it.
information
Yes.
coming out.
Yes.
So on December 15th, you get a conditional approval letter.
Right.
What if you let your December 15th date go by and you weren't able to meet that condition?
After the day.
Afterwards.
because you think
And now
you
you
have your financing
Right.
in place.
But you didn't tell the seller.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
So
You-
now your
Now
deposit
you're back. Now you're
in
back
jeopardy.
In
Right.
Right.
Soup.
Right. And
Yeah.
I know we've used this example before, but it's just a great one. On December 14th, this borrower got a conditional approval letter that said, you got to just give us the last 6 months statements of your bank account.
That's
Right.
to make sure you haven't moved money
She-
offshore.
Yes.
Or bought a.
She thought it was
Eldorado.
very easy. I said, I can very easily give
And
6 months.
it is in theory easy because it's all online.
Right.
But it's what's in the
Right.
statements that might be alarming to the lender.
Yeah, they just don't want to see that you have 6 months worth of paperwork. They want
It
to
could
see
be.
what's in the paperwork.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're going to
Yeah.
review that.
And one
Yeah.
thing they were looking for is to make sure she told the bank she was getting child support for the last 6 months. And they said, fine.
And
Just-
she was.
And she was.
But now she's not.
Yeah, it wasn't on a regular basis.
Right.
So that threw her financing
Ah,
off.
man.
So, like, her ex-husband had failed to pay her last month,
Right.
but then he paid her
He caught
2
up.
months ago for 2 months. Like,
Right.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't
now he hasn't.
consistent.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's our next key
You
takeaway.
hunt that man down,
Right.
and you punch him right in the throat.
Okay, I wasn't quite going to express it that way, but
Alright.
yes.
But it can cause the closing to fall apart.
Of course it could.
if
Yeah.
you're punching the borrower, yes, it's going to make the closing fall
No,
apart.
the guy who's not paying the child support.
Right.
He
right.
deserves a punch.
He
in the
deserves
throat.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the borrower almost lost her deposit money
Right.
because she went past that date.
Right, and didn't disclose
And-
that.
and didn't say,
but
right.
she thought she was all set.
She thought she was all
but
set.
then
She-
they find something in the in all that scrolling
Right, right.
that doesn't look
Right.
kosher,
Right.
and then they go, sorry, and now
Right.
your deposit is in
So
jeopardy.
if you're not positive you're going to be able to meet all those conditions, you got to get an extension.
Well, let's talk about the other one that just came up, and we just heard another story earlier today. The conditional approval,
Yep.
right, had on page 4 had the list of stuff that they
Yep.
need to do:
Right.
6 months bank statements, last year's tax returns,
Oh,
Yeah.
and then the financing date goes by, December
Right.
15th goes by, but guess what?
Some people don't file their tax returns.
what?
Yeah.
So
You heard it.
they couldn't meet that condition. So
Right, because they don't have their tax return.
Right.
and on
Exactly.
that basis, he's going to get denied.
Who doesn't file their tax return?
It's silly. It's silly.
It's silly. They're gonna catch you.
Yes.
Trust me, I know this. They will find you.
They probably meant to do
They
it,
meant to do it
but they
eventually.
probably
but-
didn't think about it when they
Yeah.
were applying for a mortgage. And
All right, so there's your key takeaway, right?
yeah,
We got to get extensions on those.
Yeah.
Man, they make life so hard.
I know. Here's another takeaway. If they ask you to do something, just get it done.
well, right. So I have borrowers that call up and say, I said, oh, you need to do this, this, and this, and they said, I've already sent this to the lender,
Right.
and I say, do it again.
Right.
because
Just in
time
case.
is of the essence, and if they're asking you for
They
it,
can't
it means
find
they right,
Right.
And it doesn't matter. They don't care. Do you know what I mean?
Save
Or they-
those emails and say, all right, I sent it, but I'll resend it again.
but you need to just keep sending it and sending it and sending it until you finally say, guess what? You're cleared to close.
Yeah. You know what? I can't wait till they implant us with the chips
Right.
that has all our information on it.
Yeah.
So now you can just go into a bank and they
They
have a
can read it,
scanner
yeah.
and they boop you and they go, oh yeah, you're all set.
Right.
You're already just closed.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Here's the keys to your house.
Didn't we have one broker that you pretty much drove by the house and you scanned the
Oh yeah,
sign
you
out
scan
front
the sign.
and you get pre-approved.
Right. Then they call you.
Then they call you.
Right.
They don't tell you
Tell
that
you,
part. All of
right.
a sudden they have all your
They have
contact information.
everything
there.
that you right. That,
Right,
that
right,
you,
right.
You are about.
You know what happened to our friend Artie? They asked him for his statement, and he sent in 12 out of 13 pages
Yeah.
of the statement.
Yep.
He figured the 13th page was blank. Why send it in?
Right.
They had a problem with that.
Yeah, but
Because
I
it
can
said
see
12 or
why.
13
Yeah,
pages.
I can
And
see
they thought there
why.
was more stuff on
Right.
it.
They
So,
thought they were holding out
there's
on
another key takeaway.
Send in all your papers.
Send your stuff in.
even if it
Do-
seems
right,
stupid.
right.
Yeah.
Like if they ask for a sample of your dog's blood, give it to them.
Right.
It might be some special incantation or ceremony that we don't know that goes on in the back
Right.
room of banks that gets you your mortgage. Just give it to them.
I try to look so serious until I can't. You're right.
I tried to
Tony.
make that sound it's like
No, you did very good.
semi-intelligent until the twist came, and I knew it was coming, but I knew you
But
two
we
did
did it.
Right.
You caught us off
I
guard.
did.
You said something very unconventional.
I tried every now and
I am
again.
shocked there.
I like to leave a little mystery in the relationship.
You have a lot of mystery to you. And sometimes you have no mystery.
None
How's that?
whatsoever.
What you have?
But I do have a piece of paper I can do this with.
I don't. Show our viewers all your notes on that. Okay. You told me last time you were annoyed because
Because
Yeah,
we
you
had
had all the-
stuff.
You
All
had
right.
papers, and,
All right.
and this is the classic move when you're at a desk doing something,
Right.
and
Should
I
we-
had nothing. So
should
now
we
I
have
got
Kathy Holtshouser show her
Right.
list of items too, or
Okay. No, I usually have stuff written on it, but today I'm winging it.
all right? Here's another condition that could be
it.
on
Or
your mortgage commitment, and then we'll move on.
Alright.
Condition is you have to get an insurance policy.
You what?
on
Imagine
yourself,
Yeah.
No.
that's bad around my house.
Yeah.
There's,
Yeah.
there's like 3 people in my house that'd kill me in a heartbeat
Yeah,
if there
yeah.
was some money in the
Oh
phone.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Mine too, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's
Yours
why,
too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's why we're all safely tucked away at the Studio 21
Yeah,
podcast,
yeah.
and they can't get us up here.
It's
so.
not good when the book on your wife's bedstand is how to make it look like an accident. That's a bad sign.
Can I borrow that?
Yeah, shit, yeah. It's already highlighted.
Is it right beside the bottom chloroform?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
The rat poison. Okay, that's for another
All
podcast.
right. You got to get insurance on your property.
Right. And guess
On the
what?
property you're buying?
Yeah.
Yep.
Most people
Before
forget.
you own it.
Yeah.
Yep. You got to get a binder. Yes.
Really?
Most people forget about that until sometimes it gets to be
Yeah.
problematic.
And why would it be problematic?
Because the lender will not loan you the money without it being insured.
I'm gonna read the notes for the 3 of us. But Go
Okay.
ahead. Yeah. No, you're right. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
There's so much.
I
And
know. It's
and
tiresome.
What else with insurance? I've had insurances denied because it was too much of a deductible,
Or
or there was flood insurance needed.
and the flood insurance, if you're buying a house that needs flood insurance, it's a time consuming task. It's not a one day. It's not a quick phone call to your agent. It has to go through the
So your
flood
key
insurance
takeaway is
underwriters.
to call that insurance agent early in the process.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another one.
What?
This poor guy had a dog.
Oh yeah, yep.
Get a-
Certain
A
breeds of
pet,
dogs.
He got denied his insurance.
Because he owned like a pit bull?
Yes.
Yeah.
This was like 2 days before the closing.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They said, well,
Is that legal?
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
They're
he was
private insurance companies.
Yeah.
They can insure whatever they want.
And what? Oh, because the dog.
Yeah.
They're afraid of
They're afraid
liability.
they might-
Yeah.
So they said, well, this is my favorite
My
pet of all
baby,
time
yeah.
there.
Right.
And they said, well, you're going to lose your deposit money. And then he said, well, he's had a good life. No, not that.
No,
bad.
he found a different insurance company to go
and
through.
was it higher premiums? Though,
Yeah.
because of the
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably double.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow,
You
Mike,
got to keep an eye on that.
thank God I dismantled my cockfighting ring. I
You
don't
did
think that-
not. You're just saying that because we're in the podcast.
Yeah.
You know it's still going on very
Do
very
you have
robustly.
to- Do you have to?
And I guess you could have moved in with the pit bull, right?
suppose,
But that's fraudulent, right? And if they ever did a drive-by and saw the pit bull out in the backyard,
yeah, that would be good. With
yeah.
a chicken in his mouth. Not
no,
good.
yeah.
All right, Michael
Not good.
Vick. All
What
right.
else you got on those notes?
All right, now we're getting closer to the closing.
Yeah.
That'd be a sweet call to have Michael Vick MC the Westminster Dog Show.
I don't know about that.
That'd be a little bit. There'd be a lot of head scratching going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're getting closer to the closing.
Yeah.
Closing disclosure goes out from the lender, right?
Yeah, this is very exciting.
Yeah.
I love this part.
Was it a good part of it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Is this the cliffhanger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah, kind of.
we have sheltered lives, so
Yeah.
closing disclosures do a lot for
Ah,
us there. So,
Oh, yeah.
so a bank has to get that out 3 days before the closing,
Yes, they
right?
do.
Are those the exact figures? The
No,
bank?
they are not.
They aren't.
They're pretty accurate
All right.
as far as fees that the bank charges,
Right.
fees that the attorney's office charges. But sometimes I see maybe the seller wants an oil adjustment. They left fuel in the tank and they want to be reimbursed
Oh, I
for what
see.
they leave.
What they leave.
Yeah. So we
That
can.
seems a little nitpicky.
No, sometimes it's like goes up around $600 or $700 or $800 if they just topped it off or
Right.
I
filled
can
it.
see
Or,
Tony V as a buyer.
I know.
That seems a little
Yeah.
nitpicky, to be honest with you.
It does.
It does.
Well,
it does.
listen, if you leave
You had to
like
heat your house.
if
Right,
you leave
right.
it like at a fourth of a tank or an eighth of a tank, they may leave it as
You
a
just
gift.
made $650,000.
Doesn't matter. You
and
would
you're
be
gonna
surprised.
quibble over
Yeah.
$400.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna have to have Tony negotiate some of these because I do get those calls a
Yeah.
lot because they'll say the same exact thing.
Right.
I'm gonna put you in charge of that.
Please
right?
do. Send them my way.
The other thing
Please.
that may change is the tax adjustment. Like if the seller pays the taxes through December 31st and you're closing on December
Right.
3rd, you have to give the seller the
difference.
day's interest
Right.
or the day's
Yeah, I went through that on the sale of my dad's house. I think.
Yeah.
I had to do
Yeah.
Yeah.
something like
Exactly.
that. That I can see.
And typically, those are the only things that change from
Right.
the CD that goes out or the closing disclosure that goes
Right.
out from the lender and the
Right.
final.
So is that the case where like the people come into the closing and they got a number in their head and they get there and it's adjusted by a couple of grand?
well,
in our office,
a typical good attorney's office. Go
There
ahead.
you go.
Yeah.
We'll have Kathy Holtshouser call them right beforehand from Carter Real Estate Law and say, all right, here's your exact figures. So they
like the day before.
yeah,
or the-
Yeah.
exactly.
Well,
So
that's why you got to get yourself a good
You
real
gotta-
estate
You're right.
attorney
You're right.
with a crack staff.
right.
Because they can't write a check. I've called
Oh, you
borrowers.
can't.
No, I've called borrowers and said, I have your final check amount that you need. She goes, oh, don't worry about it. I'm bringing my checkbook.
Right.
But we have to give the seller good funds.
Right.
So I can't accept a personal check from the
Right. It has
buyer
to be a.
because that will take too long
So,
to clear.
so what type of check would you be getting in closing?
They need to bring a bank check. So in your
Made
schedule,
payable to who?
To
This is
themselves.
this is the biggest question we always get.
you
Wait,
make it payable to themselves. So if for some reason the closing doesn't go through,
Right.
they can sign the check back over to themselves and
I
put
see.
it back in their account.
Okay.
And some lenders want to see that check is drawn on an account that they've already verified that the
Oh,
money's in
most
there.
lenders, right? So if they
I-
verify,
This is a wealth of information
Yeah,
today,
but I
Tony.
gotta say, this is also making me think. Living over a subway with a blanket and a hot plate is the way to go.
yeah,
This is
Does it have everything to do with your plumbing issues you dealt with earlier
right.
today?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
it is
I
a
think
lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. That's why we're here. We're trying to make everyone's lives easier.
But you know
Carter
what?
Real Estate Law.
The point of it is that if you have a good team behind you, none of this is a surprise to you.
Right.
Like, okay, so we hold their hand all the way up through. We call early in the process. We introduce ourselves
Right.
and say, if you have any questions, please call us.
Right.
Right. So they have
They have
someone
someone to fall back
Yeah.
on. Right. And despite your affiliation with me, you guys are actually, really good at what you do.
Yes, we are.
You've made
Yeah.
one small mistake, and everyone can be given a little leeway with that.
Well, you're very good at what you do, and we're going
Right.
to mention that at your tribute next week, all right?
Yeah.
All right, so the key takeaway on that is you're going to call them the day before, give them the exact figures.
Yep.
They're going to bring a cashier's check. made payable themselves. They probably, as some bookkeeping, don't forget to bring the 2 IDs to make sure it's them.
Yeah.
Because we don't want that borrower bringing the supposed wife and they show up with the girlfriend.
Right.
That'll be. We haven't had a scam show on our
No,
podcast.
we should do that.
We should do that
Yeah.
soon.
All right,
love a good
we're
scam
gonna have
show.
the scam show.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
second ID is just the really of talking. Like
Yes.
like when you
Yeah.
you go blah blah blah, and someone goes really. That's what the second ID is. You know what I mean?
When
They go,
did you get this card?
Right. You go, this is you. Really? Yeah. Now it sort of matches up.
So that's the real
That's the real
identification. I got
The
you.
second ID is the
All right,
real.
so we're going to change that on our introductory
Right.
letter. Don't forget to bring your license
And
and
the
your
really
really ID.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, and at this point, they've already done their walkthrough. You got to make sure the buyer does their walkthrough, make sure there's no issues from the time of their home inspection. They can't look into probably at this point things that were already there.
So the rule of thumb is they typically go to their walkthrough an hour or two prior to the closing.
I see.
But the seller, needs to be out of the house. All the possessions need to be removed,
Right.
and it needs to typically be in broom clean condition.
Right.
So that's why you can't expect to do a walkthrough the day before the closing or 2 days before the closing. It would seem convenient, but the sellers scrambling to get out of the house in most cases.
So when do you do the walkthrough?
Typically right before you come to your closing.
Oh, right then.
Yeah.
You're going from the house to the
Yep.
closing.
And you show up and you just look around and make sure that
Right.
there's not new damage to the house or new.
Didn't leave a kid behind.
Yeah.
Right.
We've seen
Yeah.
pets left behind.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll bet.
Here's another thing I saw once there where in the purchase and sale it says you have to leave all the fixtures. The seller decided to take out all the fixtures and put in, half price fixtures and said, well, I left all the fixtures. So, you can't
So
do
now
that.
you have to when Rick does the purchase and sale review, he has to clarify
That
the
it's the
same
fixtures that you see.
that
Right.
we're buying.
And what what constitutes a fixture?
Well,
like
like
a
a lighting
chandelier.
fixture,
Chandelier. So this guy had a nice chandelier.
took that.
Took that, put it
Put
up,
up
like a plastic.
Yeah, exactly.
Chandelier.
Thought he could get away with it.
With
He actually
bare
had to get
cans.
sued about it to get it
Really?
back.
And how much money are we talking there?
Well, the lawsuit or what?
Yeah.
What he took, I think thousands of dollars worth of
of
fixtures
stuff.
out of there. Right.
Didn't one
One of my relatives.
so
took it.
didn't one of the sellers drive through his garage door?
Oh
then
yes, I've
try
had
to-
that lately. Look at Tony's shaking his head even on that
He
one.
drove-
He drove to his.
Garage
Yeah, right
door
before the
day
the
before
buyer's
the
walkthrough.
closing.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he didn't understand why the buyers had a problem with
Right,
that.
right. Just finished that.
What was he? I mean, what was he hoping to go? They go.
Yeah, I think he did it by mistake. And
I bet you the best thing was the
he
wife
was
says to
probably
me,
so disgusted.
says, "This isn't the first time you've done this."
I got to meet this guy.
Yeah.
We'd do well.
Yeah. All right, so we've gotten through closing. You want to?
My newest thing
Yep.
that's annoying my wife that I can't do anything about.
It's like he has a checklist of things
Yeah.
that will annoy.
Yeah, is I now open cabinets and leave them open.
Yeah.
Right. And my wife will go, "Why do you do that?" And I go, "It's not like I'm doing it on purpose. I actually forget to close them.
Yeah.
I can't do anything
It
about
must be a
that.
husband thing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It might be in the early stages. I don't know. But I'm
All
not
right.
doing it to annoy you. I just
We might not even wait a week or two on your tribute. Maybe we better
Right.
start this in the
I
next
could.
couple of days.
I think
You all right
get
with
it in.
that? You all right with that?
Get it in.
And I'm
soon as
hoping
you
that we're not saying he was a nice guy.
Get it in while you can. But I say that to her. I go, I'm not doing it on purpose. I genuinely forget. I don't know how to combat that. Because if
I
I
know, yeah.
remembered not to forget, I would do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of arguments with spouses and significant others,
Yeah.
here's a suggestion. If you are buying a house, and we won't get into this too much today, but you might want to have, if you're buying with a boyfriend, girlfriend, you might want some agreement put together where what happens if one of you, well, obviously the relationship has faltered, soured.
Yeah.
Showered. a
So
little
what's the arrangement if one of you has to move out? I mean, so you might want to think about that.
Right.
You also want to think about in Massachusetts how you're going to take title. We won't get crazy on this.
Well, we can do
These are
we
two-
can do
these
that
are each
in a
have-
show.
Right. These each have a show.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes. I
yeah.
still like the scam show. We're going to
Right.
definitely do that.
Yeah.
there.
Wow,
So
we got a lot of shows.
we got a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
We also have to remind the people, I know we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah.
At closing, make sure you get a homestead affidavit, whole separate show, but it protects your equity in the property.
Which means they can't throw you out of your house
Right.
if you're lost in a car.
That was one of the first things Tony learned.
He's very
Right.
good.
Yeah.
He's very
Yeah.
good.
Right.
And he's
Right.
never forgotten
Because
it.
my wife's a terrible gambler. Got a big problem.
You're still wondering about the durable power of attorney.
And the durable power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get one for you.
All right. Get
It's
the
got to
homestead
be
done.
really durable.
Oh, it's going to be durable.
Because if there's a way to chip away at it, I will. I want it to be really durable.
And listen, if you forget to get your homestead,
Yeah.
not if you were going through Carter Law Office, we just do
Yeah.
them automatically.
Listen, if we learn nothing today, if you don't take anything else away from today's show, get Carter Law
Oh,
if
he's
you're
good.
buying a house.
You know
Yeah.
what? He comes in.
I
You're
don't-
like the closer. You
Yeah.
just come in and you.
But I mean, everything you say, you've been hinting at it. Oh, blah, blah, blah. It's just you need a good attorney,
Yeah.
and Rick's a good attorney,
Yeah.
and Kathy's the best paralegal that ever existed.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. So
I hope we have this on tape.
Yeah.
Thank you,
781-944-9222.
Yeah. And let me say this to our live studio audience. This
Yeah.
goes for you too. Every one of you. Don't look at me like that.
Sean's not paying attention.
Every one of you. Pay attention to this. Get these people on your side.
And I think that we should wrap
Yeah.
it up on that.
Yeah, 'cause I'm
as
the
a-
timekeeper.
As a
Oh, yeah,
glowing endorsement.
And it's
alone.
not going to get
Come on,
better than
come on,
that.
That was good.
It's not going to
That
get
was
better
good.
than that.
Great job. All right. Thanks for joining us here on Real Estate House Party. I think we brought the A game today.
Wait a
We
second.
brought the materials. Let's all
No.
show up.
Now it's official.
Thanks for joining us here on Real Estate House Party. We're going to see you next week with a lot of other information that you need to know.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.